I'm back. First thing, we are working on a barn. It's the best value. Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Holly with the Nest Valley Farmhouse, and today I'm back. So I wanted to kind of start off coming back with a little day in the life and kind of talk about reasons and just kind of updates and kind of what's going on. So today we're just going to go along with me. It is a school holiday, so my kids are home. They're upstairs playing for now, and it's about not quite 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have a lot of work to catch up on. We had a little impromptu star party last night because I don't know if you've heard, but there's they call it a parade of planets. Some people are saying the planets are aligning, and so it was really cool. There was 4 planets visible in the sky last night, and so my dad has a telescope, and my father-in-law did too, so they brought theirs over, and we had a fun little dinner and just kind of hang out, but the house kind of got a little wrecked, if you know what I mean. So, because I've been life's been crazy, so I figured I would bring you along with me today, kind of give you little updates on how we're doing, and just kind of giving you a little bit of a look into our life, I guess. So anyway, I need to go get the kitchen reset because I did not do that last night like I was supposed to, and just I'll be back to chat with you in a little bit. So I'm going to do a little laundry and kind of give you guys a little life update. Don't mind the mess. So first thing, we are working on a barn. I will probably pop in some film. We have, so our barn collapsed last winter. I know you guys I put a video on about that. So we decided to basically regroup. We got rid of our goats. They went to a nice little lonely llama that had lost his goat friend. And we just decided to kind of sit and think what we're going to do. So we ended up deciding here, let me go shut the door because it's being a little noisy. So I'm going to get comfy cozy and start working on laundry and telling you about the stuff. So, let's see how I can fold this. So we got... Sorry, my nose is a little stuffy from, it's winter time. We're doing pretty good. We've had a few nasty colds kind of go through, but nothing too serious, which is I'm really grateful for. And yeah, tangent. I've been giving my kids vitamin C, kind of how we've been staying healthy. And yeah, so anyway, back to the barn. So we decided we actually used the roof frame from the old carport to make basically make a new barn. My husband, what he did is he used a T-posts, and he basically built the roof frame on top of the T-post, and then he reinforced it all with boards, and then we are basically putting the stuff, I'll think of it, it's like corrugated metal on top of it, or using what had come off of the old barn that collapsed. We're going to use that up and make corrugated and use that as like the frame. If that makes sense. So we've decided that I think we're kind of debating on getting goats back, but not like dairy goats or pet goats. We're actually thinking of starting because we started an LLC it was technically end of November, early December, and we decided to we're hoping to do like maybe a meat goat business. We will see. We're still kind of looking at all the regulations, red tape for that, but part of it is we're just going to start kind of maybe selling to like friends and family and seeing, because we actually had the opportunity to basically process a meat goat. Gosh, it's probably been a year now. And there was a situation where nobody wanted this goat, and we decided that we would take it and process it for meat, and basically go through the process. You know what's funny? I feel like when my kids watch TV, they're nice and quiet because they're watching TV. But whenever I try to keep the TV off, because we try to keep the TV off before lunch here because of just screen time. I'm not a big like, oh, my kids only have like 2 hours of screen time a day. No, we do probably more than that. But I try just to like have some boundaries in place. But they're a lot noisier whenever they're not watching TV. So I do apologize for the background noise. But you know what? It's a working family here. And like I said, I don't always have time to film whenever I'm busy during the week. So anyway, back to the goats. We're planning on possibly doing a meat goat business. At this point, we're kind of looking at it as a, maybe like a friends and family type thing, to where we can make sure we can just, so like not like a full scale, it'd be a very, very small scale. But the hope would be that we would be able to earn enough money to kind of pay for our meat in general, because beef cattle has just gotten really expensive. We do have a family friend right now that has beef cattle, but they are kind of older in years, and they are dealing with some health concerns. So we don't want to, so we don't know how long they'll be doing it, and obviously we don't want to like put pressure on them and be like, hey, we want a beef cow from you. So so we're trying to kind of figure out our own, like trying to get some of our own meat. I do plan on having a garden again this year. I'm gonna try to have I'm gonna try to like build like a garden plan, and we're actually looking at I'm actually looking at putting some more garden whatchamacallums. See, here's the problem. We have free range chickens, and so as much as I want to do like a full garden, I need to have some way to cover it. So we're trying to kind of dovetail our things. We're doing meat chickens, and because we're going to be going to Disneyland for spring break, which I'm super excited about, we have to wait till after that to get our meat chickens, which means we probably won't be butchering till like end of May, early June, if things go as planned. So, but of course you are planting your garden out here by then, so we need to make sure we have enough space or we're actually thinking of building like a greenhouse. So there's a lot of things in the works. So basically, all that rambling to say, we have started an LLC. We're going to kind of start our little farm business, and we are looking at possibly having a small scale goat business, meat goat business, and maybe even meat chicken business, because generally like for kind of startup costs, it's not too expensive. But I hear a lot of people though complain that like meat chickens are just too much work to sell. So we'll see. We're just kind of see what the spring and summer brings. And so with me working though too, in some ways it's good because I'm able to have money. We're able to have a little extra money to kind of build on some of these projects. Like we got some flooring. We're going to be reflooring our house. And I don't know if I talked about that before, but yes, we got some beautiful walnut wood. I'll probably pop in another little snippet right here to show you. Walnut flooring we're going to be covering our whole main entry kitchen. Basically our main level is going to be that wood, and it's beautiful and I'm so excited about it. And then we're probably going to, and then hopefully that will last for a while. So there's a lot of projects going on, and that was one of the reasons why I was concerned about, filming and stuff. But you know what? I kind of have shifted my perspective a little bit, and I've decided that as much as I was hoping to kind of monetize this, I've decided that, you know what? I enjoy it too much to not do it. I'm just going to probably not be as consistent uploading. I'm thinking right now trying to do like 2 videos a month, or maybe, but there's another thing I would like to do. I think I'm going to start a podcast. I am trying to figure out if I want to name it the same name as my YouTube channel or something a little bit different. So my reasoning for doing a podcast is lately I have been looking for more genuine kind of largish family, biggish family life, schedules and routines. And unfortunately, a lot of the podcasts that are quote unquote popular right now are, you know, and I'm not going to name any specific names because honestly, I'm not bashing them in any way. It's just more so they just have a kind of, I feel like they're just not as authentic as they used to be. What I have discovered is I like to talk, as you can tell. And there's a lot of things that I have kind of wanted to find information on. Like when you go, like when a stay-at-home mom goes back to work, how to transition back to work. There's no podcast out there saying that. Good routines for, you know, part-time working moms. Good, you know, how to manage sports and stuff when you have a lot of kids, and like what kind of rules in our family culture that we live by. Because a lot of it seems to be a lot of like 100% one way or 100% this way. And I feel like we're kind of somewhere in the middle. You know, I would love to be an ingredient only house. But the truth is, when I am busy and I am working, my husband's working, sometimes grabbing a frozen pizza is what, like, we keep frozen pizzas on hand because sometimes that's what's for dinner, right? And so I wanted to kind of basically, once I figure out the name of the podcast, I will let you guys know, because there's just been a lot of things that I have not things that I've looked for in podcasts and just information that I've tried to find. And I just haven't been able to find it. And there's a couple of podcasters that I love listening to that over the years, they just, either it feels like they're just saying the same things over and over again, or I kind of feel like, it's going to sound terrible, but you know, it is what it is. I feel like their podcasts have turned into trying to sell stuff, like selling somebody's books, selling somebody's whatever. So I've decided that I would like to start a podcast because that's something that I enjoy doing, and maybe getting some information out there to people that might have the same questions as me. So if that is something that if you have any questions or any podcast subjects that you're curious about that I might be able to help with, just like pop them in the comments below. I will go through and read the comments, and I will try to see what I can find. And see if I have, because it might be stuff that I don't really have an opinion on, and I might just not be able to do it, but it might be stuff that I've also wondered, and maybe I can like do some research and kind of figure out ways to help other people to figure it out, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to go get some more laundry, and we are going to get on with our day. So side note, I finally broke down and spent it was on sale, so it was less than $60, but this is my absolute favorite planner. It's from, I believe, the Passionate Penny Pincher is the website you can find. And it is an amazing planner. I used it a couple years ago, and then last year, hold on one second, puppy needs to go outside. Outside. There you go, Your Highness. Her sister was out there, so she wanted to play. So, just a little side note, I love this planner. So, it kind of has, here, I'll flip it around and kind of show you it a little bit. Oh, first of all, I'm using the bookmark this time, which I don't remember it having in the past, so it's been really helpful. So this is my 2025 home planner. It's a really cool spring cleaning checklist. So this year I'm gonna make a plan to go through all of this spring cleaning, yard and home maintenance. So I love how it has like late winter, early spring, summer, and fall. And there's just all these different things that you can do. And it's a really cool vacation checklist, how you plan, 1 week ahead, day of, and I'll probably use this when we go on our trip for spring break. And yeah, so this is clothes, toiletries, so it just kind of helps give you a good overview. I really feel like it's more expensive, but also it has like a Christmas checklist where you can get your Christmas, like it has planning and baking and all the things you want to do, and it just really helps me organize the year. And I feel like for me, with as a, how do I put it delicately, as a stay-at-home mom, as somebody who likes to stay organized or is really desperately trying to stay organized, it really helps kind of bring it all together. So generally in my, let me flip this around. My daily stuff, I will have a small list. Like today, it's no school. I have separated my house into zones. So I say I want to clean zone 1 and 2 today because I'm working the rest of the week. I wanted to kind of get ahead of basically zone 1 and 2 is like all my downstairs, like even my bedroom and my bathroom, plus all the stuff. And then I have, of course, catch up from weekends. So there's a few extra things I want to do, like clean out my refrigerator because it's also was on the, on the list for last week that I didn't get to. So there's just different things, and I really want to be able to have my days kind of organized, especially now because we are knee deep in basketball. I got 3 kids in basketball. Luckily enough, it's only 2 teams. And then I have, then one kid is doing a musical this spring. So she has practice and I love it. It's so much fun and I'm so excited for my kids. So just kind of wanted to show you my planner. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things in my kitchen. So. So the sun's out, so I'm gonna head out for a little bit. Whew. It's pretty rare to get such a warm sun. Yeah, these dogs are super excited. You see them? Off, Poppy. So it is really nice today. I think it's gonna get up to maybe not quite 50 degrees, but it feels really good right here out in the sun. Though you can see out in my yard, there's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see very well, but you can see the frost kind of over there. So yeah, so we have a few projects lined up. As you can see, the barn is in its stages. It's actually coming along pretty well. We are basically we're gonna just start with maybe a couple meat goats. Eventually we'd like to maybe breed, we're thinking Kikos, and just do like a really, really small scale, like little goat business. So basically we decided we really love, goat is a really good red meat, and we have, like I said, we've had goat meat before in the past. We had the opportunity, and we just kind of were like, well, we're just gonna try and see what happens. But basically being able to build the barn, and so we're gonna get some more chickens, of course, and then we're gonna hopefully get whatchamacallit, and then we're gonna probably just start like a small scale goat. So we have our old goat pen, which is really funny because it's like the grass is really starting to bounce back and stuff. So, and then eventually we want to take this, so there's kind of this hillside that all belongs to us here too. And then there's like the timber, you can kind of see where the trees are. That's the timber company, and they own that property. And as far as I know, those trees aren't ready to be harvested for like another 15, 20 years. So that's kind of exciting, though I do expect in 15, 20 years when they harvest the trees, they're probably going to put houses there or something, because that just seems to be the way it goes. But anyway, the goal is to actually fence in some of these sections and create like maybe 3 or 4 paddocks. And so in the spring and summertime, we can rotate our goats, because that's kind of my goal, is to build a more sustainable situation and kind of a because the thing is, in the spring and summer, there's plenty of like vegetation for the goats to have, as long as we don't have too many. But I mean, the most we ever had, I think, was 6 at a time. And if we had our, like this side, hillside put in, plus we have like this goat pen here and then a little bit more in the back, and we have more like land that we could fence in. But even if we just did those, it should really help sustain like our goats for the most part. But we're probably going to try to keep a small herd depending on how it goes. We'll see, because I'm a little nervous because we have a lot of trips planned this year. Like I said, we're going to Disneyland, fingers crossed. And it is just hard to have people, like farm sitting and stuff is really hard and complicated, because it's just hard to find people. And when you do find people, they generally want a lot of money for it, which I get it. It's a lot of work, but when you're, trying to do trips on a shoestring budget, sometimes it's really like you end up paying about the same amount for the trip as you do for hiring somebody to watch your animals. So, but I think we're going to do that. And then I think right now we have free range the chickens again. And the main reason for that was because the chicken coop, you can see it right here, that we were putting them in, it just gets really dirty really quick, and it was super rainy and muddy. And so we decided to let them out and kind of free range again, so that they are not there in the mud the whole time. But as soon as the barn's done, the chickens are going to go into the barn. Our hope is to have it done probably by next weekend. And because the problem is it's so dark when my husband gets home, so he can't really work on it during the week. And then of course his work has just been bananas, because it's New Year, a lot of new projects coming up, so he's just really trying to get it done, because we've been doing pretty good. The weather hasn't gotten too cold, but it does look like we might have some snow in the forecast next week. So if we can get a good space for the chickens to have a safe place to roost for the winter. And then I think we're probably going to rehome our ducks. We're not a huge fan of ducks. We kind of inherited them from some friends, and oh yeah, just watch them for a little bit and we'll come back and get them. And then of course they never did. So that's kind of where we're at with kind of the homestead. And the other thing also, we're going to replace our play structure because it is old and rickety. We bought it used, and so we'd like to get a new one, but it's just been, one more thing on the list. And I feel like there's just a lot going on, and I feel like we just have we need to just sit down and kind of prioritize what's important for us. And I think we're going to be having some talks and making some kind of, not really hard decisions, but just making some, okay, we need to make a decision about this thing, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, right? And the other thing I'm hoping to do is build a little greenhouse right here for my vegetables and stuff, because if the chicken's free range, they will try to get into the greenhouse or whatever. So my goal is to build a greenhouse, then that way I can protect my vegetables from my free range animals. So it's kind of our future plans, our goals for this next year. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm not going to commit to any of it, but we're just kind of throwing ideas out there just to kind of see what works best for us. So that's kind of where we're at. dinner tonight is roast chicken. This is something that I do a lot. So when we started getting and making our, not making, but when we started basically processing our own chickens, we started doing a lot more whole chickens, and I really like, especially on Mondays, cooking either a whole chicken or a pot roast or something, and kind of having the meat to use in like for future dishes. So like this week I have on the menu, I guess I can show it here in just a second. I have on the menu a chicken pot pie, and obviously roast chicken, and I think there was one more thing, but I don't quite remember. But basically I really like having, I've kind of made it and I know there's a lot of people that do this, where just to kind of make meal planning easy, is they like cook a big meal, like a roast chicken, a pot roast, something like that, and then they do a basically use the meat in subsequent meals, and I feel like that makes things a little bit smoother. I kind of like using more like kind of dual purpose stuff. I feel like whenever you're busy and you're overwhelmed with a lot of stuff and you just have a lot going on, it's nice. Meal planning has been essential, and I think just having that extra little bit of planning really helps, because now I can use what the kids don't eat and we don't eat tonight for a roast chicken. I can use that in the future. So put my seasonings on it. So my mom came in and helped me. Well, she didn't really help me, but she reorganized because she was looking for some stuff. So I kind of have to reorganize what's already been organized, because there's certain things I use more and she didn't know. So I'm just kind of putting things where they go. But yeah, I love buying my seasonings in bulk too, because I go through it so much and it just works out the best, and it's the best value. I use a lot of like all season salt, and then probably this stuff. A lot of garlic, salt too. This stuff's really good. So get this chicken all seasoned up, and then we'll throw it in the oven for about an hour and a half at 350. And that generally is about enough to get it to cook up real nice. And make sure that it's above, like, I think 165 is the goal. So I normally temp it with the meat thermometer whenever it goes up. So dinner's in the oven. I got my house as reset as it will be, because, you know, with all the kiddos, it kind of makes it a little bit hard. But you know what? We made some progress today. And so this whole rest of the week, it'll be a really busy week for me. I'm going to be working. They're like 4-hour shifts. I'm doing like a resource room para job this week. And so it'll be kind of nice because I can get the kids on the bus to school. And then my sitter only needs to watch the littles for about 5 hours, including like my travel time. Because most of these jobs, because obviously I'm working in our local school district, are only about 15-20 minutes away. So, which is really nice. So as much as I actually talked to a few paras a few days ago, or well, I guess it's been a couple weeks, about a week now. And they're like, oh, this other town over, it's like $25 or whatever to start for a para. But I'm thinking I would rather just work in my own kids' school district. It's really nice being able to check in, especially on my kids if they're having a bad day. It's nice to be able to check in on them or just be there for them. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.